guys, and welcome to Faewood. I am going to attempt to start this thing. I gotta be honest, I'm super nervous. I am having flashbacks to home ec class in high school, which I did not do very well in that class. I was terrible with the sewing machine. I couldn't even at that time understand how to thread a sewing machine. I do have a brother sewing machine now, and it has like the numbers that direct you how to thread it. It's perfect for me. And yeah, I really want to try and learn more about sewing. So I just thought, you know, this time for my costume for the Goblin ball, I'm really wanting to try and do something really awesome and try and make the actual costume part of it myself. And I thought, well, what better way to learn than to just jump in and try and actually make something from a pattern. We'll see how we go. This is not going to be like a follow me along because I'm a super expert and you can learn from me. It's going to be a real trial and error, I don't know, comedy of errors maybe. I have no idea how this is going to go. I am thinking, I don't know, I have an old sheet here, right? I'm thinking I might actually mock up some of this in the sheet because I don't want to wreck the material that I bought. So I've got this awesome stuff which I showed in a craft haul, which I haven't edited or shown or whatever. So I presume I'll probably show that before this video. So if that's available, I'll link it. I bought a bunch of material from Spotlight for this pattern, spent a crap ton of money on it, to be honest. God, material can be really expensive, especially when you get your heart set on a certain kind of look. And, you know, I tried to use the directions of the types of material, but then, I don't know, I got to a point where I couldn't find what I want in the specific material type, so I just went for it and picked what I wanted to use, and we'll see how that goes. Although this, truth be told, is probably similar to what they say to use, which is like a leather type of material, which is what this is. So I'm hoping that'll be okay. It's quite thick though, so we'll see. I think it looks really freaking cool. It looks like dragon scale or something. And you know, you can see that like the neck corset, it's similar kind of metallic color, like armor. I think that's going to be cool. So we'll try that. And I'll try and make it, yeah, out of this first. So anyway, let's begin. And yeah, I'll just like share with you how it goes as we go along, I guess. Alright, so about to get started. I have been procrastinating like crazy, as you do before you're about to start something that's going to be really bloody hard. I spent most of the afternoon cleaning my studio and fully scrubbing down my table that I'm going to be using, which actually did need to happen, to be honest. It was covered in all sorts of crap, but oh my god, the place smells like methylated spirits and a little bit of turpentine. It's pretty pungent, but I had all sorts of paint and stuff that needed to be removed fully from my craft table. I've ruined my nail polish in the meantime, which we're going to overlook because I'm going to forge ahead and at least open up the pattern pieces and stare at them, you know, with some sort of dumb awe, if nothing else. So yeah, I got this old sheet. I figured it'd be good to do a mock-up. You know, I don't want to like go straight into my really good material and then find that nothing fits, because that would really, really suck. And I I know there's different sizes for some of this. I'm not sure about, I think maybe the neck corset is just one size potentially, but we'll see, So let's open her up and see what we can make of it. Alrighty. So this pattern is one that's like a joint thing with Simplicity and Firefly Path. If you haven't heard of them, they're really awesome costume design place. I think they're based in the States. Their stuff is amazing and I love this design. I think I read that it was meant to be some of the elves, like one of the elven races from Dragon Age. I'll see if I can find out the information about that. Alright, so I've managed to continue to procrastinate and try and find that information that I was just talking about, of the inspiration that Firefly Path had for this costume. Cannot for the life of me find the reference that I initially found. I believe it was an elven race from Dragon Age that inspired it, and it was their take on what they thought that these elves should wear. Can't remember the name of the race now, and I cannot find it at all. If I find it when I'm editing and not, meant to create, I'll put a little annotation, but I'm going to try my best not to procrastinate anymore and actually start having a look at some of this pattern and see whether I think I can work out what the hell is going on here. Alright, I don't know how much of this you guys can see, but these are the components of the costume. I'm not going to probably make it exact to the pattern, mostly in way of embellishments, because I'm making this into a really dark gothic version and adding some different detailing, I'm hoping, once I'm done. So I'm the base of the pattern, so the clothing items I'll be making as pretty much as they are, because I don't know enough to make it differently. I'm just trying to get some kind of idea of how to get started, basically. I really kind of want to start with the neck corset, I think, and just create that. So I'm going to see if I can cut some pieces for that and do a mock-up. It's going to look pretty hilarious to have a neck corset in this blue sun and moon material, but that's what we're going to do. What? I don't understand. I think we're in trouble, peeps. I think we're in trouble. So many terms here that I'm scratching my head. No idea what they're talking about. Oh lordy. Oh my god, look at all this, there's so much. What? So many things. With nap. What's a nap? I don't know what a nap is. What's a selvage? Oh goodness. Let me just show you what's going on here. Oh my god, there's such big pieces. There's 3 big pieces of paper with so many different pattern pieces on them. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know what's going on here, and I'm reading these terms that I've got no idea about, including nap and selvage, and I need a nap after reading all of this. Even just pulling all of this out is too much. It's overwhelming. So, oh, by the way, here's my material that I'll end up using once I figure out what the frig's going on. So this, I believe, to be the pattern pieces for the neck corset. So I need to work out what pieces I need and then see if I can trim them out of this sheet and do a bit of a rough sew just to get size. let's see how that goes. It does look like there's different sizes. I didn't anticipate there to be different sizes for the neck corset, but then people have different size arms and things, so I guess that makes sense. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright, I've been trying to work out what size I need to have for this pattern, and you know, that sounds simple enough, but by God, it's not simple. The problem is twofold. The measurements on here, let me zoom you in. The measurements on here are in inches, and in Australia, you know, we don't use inches, so I don't have a natural understanding of exactly how that translates. So I'm often having to take my measurements and then translate it into inches from centimeters. And then I'm finding that the sizes don't match to what I would expect. So it's really, it runs small, all of the sizing. So I'm normally about a 12 to 14 on the top, and then usually about a 16 at the moment, unfortunately, on the bottom. And with this pattern, as far as I can tell, I seem to be a 16 on the top, which just should not be correct. And I haven't even quite worked out where I'm at for the bottom. I think I worked out it might even be 18 or 20 or something crazy like that, which is really strange. So anyway, I'm having some trouble, and I thought what I could do originally, I thought, oh, maybe I'll just cut out the biggest size there is instead of committing to anything any smaller. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in frame and I keep moving it out. And I've realised the way that it's drawn, because it scoops in at different points depending on the size, you can't just sort of cut the biggest part out and then trim it back if it doesn't work. You know, if it's too big, you've got to commit to cutting it out pretty much, because the line changes all the way around. So yeah, I'm having some trouble. I've decided to go with 16 on the top and give that a try. I'm making a sample piece first. I think I mentioned that in filming, when I was filming before. There's been a massive gap actually between starting this project and continuing with this project, because I've been sick for so many weeks, and now I'm back trying to do some more. So yeah, so basically I have to just go with it, and I'm going with the size 16 because it seems to me that's going to be most accurate. Now, problem is, if I don't fit into it, there's no give in the material I'm using. Like, I'm using sort of a leather material, and that doesn't stretch, so if I don't fit, then I can't use it, and I'll have to buy another pattern, I guess, and try a different size. So wish me luck, guys. I hope this works out. Alright guys, so what do you think of my beautiful fabric? Isn't it wonderful? This is an old bed sheet that got repurposed. Now I did put a little mock-up piece together, and that's to get sizing, and I've got plastic like zip tie things in as, you know, boning, which is a good way to, you know, use it without having to put proper boning in. I'll use that proper boning for the finished piece, but I'm just trying to get an idea of sizing. So I wanted, and just to see if I could work out how the hell to put it together. Turns out I have this is rough seams obviously and pretty messily put together, because I wasn't really, like, I just kind of rushed through it to kind of get an idea of how it looks. Pardon me, I've had a flu again, so I it's been a few days between working on this, to be honest. But yeah, look, the size is a bit off. It seems like it's too big. Like, I went for the size 16. The only measurement I could kind of find to go from for the neck corset was just the overall like body sizing versus size or whatever, but based on boob size I was going with like a size 16, and I'm normally a size 14, so I am finding this whole part kind of big. Like, this is very gapey here. This is weird. I'm hoping the finished result looks a little bit better, although the photo, it seems like there's a little bit of the same kind of gapiness happening, but a little bit better than this one. My concern is though that the arm sleeve will be too tight. And in particular, with the type of material I'm using, I'm very concerned that I won't be able to bend my arm. So if that happens, I'm probably going to cut the arm short. Like, I'll make it the full length, I think, and then if I just can't bend my arm, I'll have to cut it short. And see, this side is going to have a bracer, so maybe I end up with 2 braces. That might just be how I have to do it. So we'll see how that goes. But the back is going to be lace up, which is, I haven't laced this up. I didn't want to waste like grommets and everything, so I've left it. But I did have my husband sort of help me hold it together so I could kind of get an idea of size. So I don't know, upshot is I have been agonizing over whether to go a size 14 or stay with the size 16. I think 14 is going to be better overall, and I think 16 is probably going to be better on the arm. But end of the day, I may not even be able to have the full arm anyway, and I'd prefer for this part to look like it fits. Like, there's too much overlap in the back too, where it would lace up. You kind of want it to be almost not touch, so that you can have some lace, like some lace up showing, I guess. So anyway, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go with the size 14. We're gonna see what happens. I don't know, I'm gonna hope to high hell that this works out. I'm really hoping future Lauren is editing this and going, don't worry, past Lauren, it all worked out for the best.